trying to meet you.
What's up, gentlemen?
Nothing.
Wow. Nothing.
What? No, that's it. That's it. End the show.
All right.
See you guys next week.
Wait, we have a guest though.
I guess we should stay on to just out of common courtesy.
Respect for our guest, who I'm going to bring in. He's been on the show before in season 1. It's Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
All right.
Wait. Before we get into Chris,
He's already here. We're in there. We're in Chris.
Oh.
We're inside him.
Well, he doesn't. Chris, what's behind you?
He looks like he's in us.
While he's looking away. Okay. I'm happy to have Chris, but do we have any ladies that listen to this podcast? Where are my women?
Well, Lanessa Miller just joined us live,
so there is.
I don't know for sure, but maybe.
It sounds
Lanessa.
Promising, but Chris could be a girl. I mean,
Chris knows Lanessa from Austin P.
That's why she's here for him. See, that we don't have listeners that are women.
I know. It's Chris Johnson brings the ladies.
Okay, so Chris, thank you, Chris, for bringing the women. Also, are you trying to outgrow my hair? What are we? You're way ahead of me on the hair. I can't see.
Chris
The
just
key is
like
to never cut your hair.
Oh, right.
I only do it
Don't
once
give
a
a
year.
shit what you look like. Is the key.
Okay, that'll work. Well, then I'm gonna stop cutting it.
I'm going for. Ooh, I'm like full like
emo.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, emo.
How are you?
Bieber.
That's how I remember you.
Is this how I look? Is this what you remember?
I'm afraid so.
He's having flashbacks. Please stop.
I love it.
Well, I think when Chris and I first started hanging out, I was also in a hat phase. I believe.
I never known you not to be in a hat phase. So
See? Yeah. Well,
Was
this
it-
is the year of hats.
Was it baseball caps or was it like captain
Yeah.
hats?
man, play different baseball caps.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
I was
I'm
hoping-
full on
I was
trucker
hoping-
hat life.
Maybe a trucker hat more. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Always
kinda-
with the trucker hat. Chris,
I was
how long
kinda
have we known
hoping
each
they
other? Like
were-
100 years?
Oh.
You're asking how long have we known each other?
At
Yeah.
least 20 years, right? At least.
It's got to be, 60 years? I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like I've known you my whole life. So, which is interesting because now the podcast is just like we had Brandon on. You know Brandon.
And Brandon is actually
Kettle, yes, I saw him.
live.
Hi, Brandon Kettle, our guest last week. Yeah, Brandon,
nice.
and then Russ always is around. He just magically appears sometimes. And now you're here. Like, so it's like my oldest friends are coming around joining the podcast. I love it.
Happy to see you always.
Yeah, Jim, do you have any friends? Why aren't your friends here? Where are my friends? Do I have
mean-
any friends?
I don't think either of us have any friends right now.
Okay.
I kind of was hoping maybe my wife would show up, but
Nope.
that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I sent your wife the link to sign up.
Yeah, I know.
She's got kids to watch.
She's got back of her eyelids to sleep on.
Yeah.
So I think maybe
She
the
goes to
10
bed.
o'clock is the problem because it's midnight for Chris.
Oh my God, Chris, are you
right.
okay, buddy?
This is my normal hours.
Okay, yeah. This.
So-
You look at home at this hour.
This is his witching hour.
Yeah, look at him back there. He's just a shadow of like
I was kind
glass
of wondering about this
reflection,
if I had a good space for it. I don't.
glasses reflection, and like hair moving in
I think
the
it's
light.
perfect. I
That's
think
all.
it's very Chris Johnson. Mysterious,
Small in
dark
here.
and
I'm small in
mysterious.
here.
So, Chris, question. What are you collecting these days?
What do I collect? I'm a collector. Baseball cards, truthfully.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
look at baseball cards all day long. Very nerdy thing to do, but
Okay.
I do
That
it a
is-
lot.
That's exceptionally nerdy.
Like my feed is like full of just like baseball cards.
Jim can't have a conversation without bringing up Masters of the Universe. It's fine. Just own it.
Huh?
No? Are you going to say no?
No. I have an extensive Masters of the Universe collection.
There's Snake Mountain right behind me.
Nice. Is that the original or is that the new
Of
one?
course.
Nice. Okay. I have a vintage one under my desk in my studio at home.
For
It's not
sure.
complete. I'm still putting pieces on it to make it complete.
Yes.
Chris is the guy that when people pass away or move and never come back,
God
that they
forbid, yeah.
just call or just bring giant containers full of toys to his house.
Oh, that's
It does
awesome.
happen. Oh, somebody
Wow.
did like COVID year. Somebody that my wife knew gave us like a Masters of the Universe collection, like his whole collection from childhood.
Oh yeah, you
And
brought
we
that
just, like,
up.
had it
when
laid
it
out
was
on the table. It was like
Yeah.
it's like everything. I don't know how much you know about the Master. A lot. You know a lot about the Master of the Universe toys.
Yeah.
It was like everything ever and every vehicle. You know,
Oh man.
Did you just
That's
freak?
awesome.
Did
all
you
of it
freak
together
out?
like a dream. I was super stoked.
Eternia and everything.
Eternia almost complete. Like it was
What?
pretty
Okay.
old, but it's that huge. It's huge. You know, it's like ginormous.
What's
Yeah.
the new one that just came out? Was Eternia, right?
Well, there was a re-release of a new version of Eternia. Yeah.
And Jim wouldn't buy it.
I skipped it because it's so big.
I mean,
Yeah,
Jim has a
where are you
problem
gonna
with
put that? It's like a
size.
model
You know,
train set. You know.
yeah,
What are
I
you
mean,
gonna do with
it's huge.
you build a fucking room for it, is what I
that? You
said.
have to have this. It has to be in a separate room.
that's true. You do.
It has to, because then you got to connect it with Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull.
Yeah,
and now
they,
there's
they go together.
a Snake Lair someday.
Yeah, it
Maybe.
does need its own room.
I don't know if you know how cool this toy is. It has like a tram that goes around, as you well
Mhm.
know. These guys don't have any idea.
I know, and
you know, it's
vintage
so
ones are
cool.
hard to get a work or a tram that's still intact, or at least the tracks that are still intact.
Yeah, I think this has the tracks, but
Oh,
it was a very exciting week in the household.
Do you feel like a child again?
I never didn't. I don't think.
You
I know.
never stopped, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still like everything I liked when I was 5. So
yeah, I'm afraid so.
Me too, including the movie Zapped. So, if anybody,
I
Is a
know of
fan.
it. I don't think I ever really watched it.
Chris, back me up. I know you're into Zapped.
You have to
doesn't
refresh me a
Charles-
little bit. I'm just my memory's
Charles
going
and-
a little bit for.
Charles in charge, Scott Baio
Yeah.
and his buddy.
Oh,
Scott
that does sound
Baio is
familiar.
in college and he's a chemist, I believe, and something blows up, and then
Sure.
he can control things with his mind, including women's bras.
because he got zapped.
He got zapped. It's right there. It's in the title. No, I've
I know
zapped
that.
on-
I know that much about it. I don't.
I
know
believe I
much
still have it on VHS. That's how much I like Zapped. There was also either Zapped 2 or Zapped Again, where there was a girl who got it, and I believe Buddy was like there. Scott Baio wasn't. Buddy, who was also Bible Man. I don't know if anybody knows of Bible Man.
No.
He's like a superhero from the Bible.
I don't
don't
remember
remember.
Bible Man in the Bible. That doesn't sound right.
I believe it's in the same chapter as VeggieTales.
Okay.
Right. I think now you've gone completely off book.
You know what VeggieTales are, right?
Yes.
Oh, Lanessa Miller says that they always wanted Battle Cat, and Battle Cat is amazing.
Jim's like,
Panther,
"Oh,
I
it's
am-
like flop, yeah.
Panther. Yes.
I have a couple Battle Cats, or a few, but I have a couple vintage ones, so they have different stripe patterns and stuff.
Which is the flocked.
That's Panther.
Panther's
yeah,
flock,
Panther's
yeah.
flock.
Oh, yeah.
I
Flock.
don't have a Panther because every time I find one, it looks a little ratty.
Do you
Who's
know
your
how to
favorite
flock?
figure then?
You could reflock it.
Yeah, how do you flock?
It's
How-
like a thing.
Just glue and like crafts shit.
Yeah.
And Buzz, right?
It's
I wanna
easy.
get
We
into
could
flock.
reflock it. Get one, we'll reflock it.
Yeah.
Let's flock it, Jim. We can make neon purple.
We can do I think we have a I
be
think
cool.
I know where a flocking thing is. A
A
flocker,
flocking
if
gun,
you will.
a flocker. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
don't think you use a flock gun, but I wish you did.
I mean, hey, I
can
learned
make
how
one.
to use a paint gun recently. I've learned how to do lots of new things. I figure we can flock.
Yeah, that's
How do
what
we
I'm
flock
saying.
your car, Jim?
Chris, did you ask me
Yeah.
what my favorite is?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I know you were just stewing on that.
You know,
This is turning. It just turned into MOT Master Universe podcast.
it's
Switches over.
hard. I have a hard time picking a favorite, but I
Sure.
do really like Moss Man. Just
Flocked.
because he's
Flocked. He's flocked.
What about Roboto?
Oh, Roboto's really good.
It's a little bit later.
I just thought that we could use
We
those.
needed it.
But I really like the
What
like,
the
oh,
fuck?
Oh man.
no. Hey Russ.
Russ.
He just appears.
How is he, Russ? I mean, hi, buddy. Russ, Chris, and Jimothy were having a moment.
We'll keep going.
I guess that's fair.
I like that he just pops in between us all.
Yeah, he just like he's like birth control.
That's not the first time that he's heard that.
Yeah. He's
Today.
the ultimate birth control.
Russ, Chris, you guys know each other.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right, go back to your conversation.
What are you drinking, Russ? Prime?
No. 3D.
3D.
3D. Is that like rocket pop flavored or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
yeah.
it red?
Pop,
Liberty
yeah.
Liberty
Pop?
Pop. Liberty
Liberty
Pop.
Pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the dollar store.
All right, Jim,
Oh,
go back
that's
to
good
your
stuff.
Masters of the Universe. Just blow your Masters of the Universe
Oh
logo.
Yes.
right
no,
now.
Yes.
it's well. I was gonna say I really like the characters that are reused in really interesting ways, like Merman and Stinkor, or Beastman and Mossman. Just like the repaints and fur and things like that.
Aren't they all just repaints?
Yeah,
though?
they are.
Big
that's-
Jim? Is Big Jim?
No, not a ton of them.
Who was Big Jim?
Big Jim was a character from the 70s or 60s.
Yeah, but what's the mold that they used?
They used the tiger for Battle Cat.
Okay, all right. There you go. Big
Yeah,
Jim.
and the eagle for Screech and
sorry, Kobe.
Zor.
What's Orko?
He was made. Well, we're gonna do this.
I think
just-
we have started it.
I just liked Orko because he like had a little zip tie
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that you pulled in. It was
And a magic trick too.
oh, all right. All right, we're gonna stop talking about Masters of the Universe.
But real quick, Chris,
You're
is
lost.
Is Battle Cat a character or a vehicle? Apparently
He's a
that's
character. Cringer, yeah, but yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
character.
I see him as a character too.
A vital one at that.
Yes.
I'll agree. I'll agree. All right. We got a moratorium on Masters of the Universe for at least 10 minutes.
All right.
All right.
Can you you guys are like, oh shit. What else has been going on, Chris? Chris, tell me what goes on in the metropolitan universe of New Jersey.
Oh, what goes on here? What does go on here?
You're on the Jersey Shore,
So
right?
it's like
you're
the
on
shore. It's like the beach,
Nice.
I'm sitting on the beach today.
All right.
Have you become a barefoot guy?
10,000 other people. No, never. That can't happen,
Okay, because I got a little worried.
No.
What are we wearing? Flip flops?
Are you a flip
No,
flopper?
never that. No.
Okay.
You're just
what do you get?
Chuck Taylor
Crocs?
style.
Crocs?
Are you Chuck? What are you wearing on the feet? What's the footwear of choice, Chris?
Oh, Vans always,
Okay,
always
Vans.
exclusively.
Oh, that's what I'm wearing.
Another, like, since I was 5 years old,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you like went out and bought like jellies, like from the 80s,
Yeah.
those little girl
Some
jellies.
Tevas? Some
I
Tevas?
get on eBay right now. and find some.
Let's take a stance here on Tevas. I'm anti-Teva.
Yeah, I'm not that big.
I
I've
feel
had
like
a pair of them, but
I've had a pair, but I would never. I don't think I would buy
Yeah.
another. Ever.
yeah, same.
That's the weird fucking toe thing, right?
It doesn't
Yeah.
always.
I think they
I
have
would
something
mind
to
it.
strap.
They do.
I'm anti-Teva. But I will say I bought a pair of flip-flops at Bucky's, the truck
because that's
stop.
where you get flip flops.
They had
It is,
the
it
feeder
is.
on it. It was awesome. So I bought these flip-flops because during COVID and work from home, I got into the flip-flop wearing. I was really into it. But I had Kobe, who was a puppy, who's behind Jim asleep right now, and she chewed like every pair of
Oh, yeah.
flip-flops I had.
Good for her.
But I bought like 5 of the same kind because they were like $10. But now I got the Bucky's flip-flops. I've become a flip-flop person. It's weird.
I mean, sorry.
I'm prepping for Florida. I want
That's
to
fine.
be.
That's fine.
I
You
wear
should.
my flip flops in the forest, and we had a contractor out the other day. Told me I was crazy.
I mean, you are, but not because of the flip flops.
No.
What's wrong with forest flip flops? I mean, I guess if
Pine
they're
cones.
wet, pine cones. If they get wet, there could be some sort of problem.
Yeah.
You're a thong flip flopper, right?
With the toe thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the slides.
No,
Yeah, they don't.
slides are meant to be worn with socks, is what someone told me once,
Why is that?
and I don't know. That's just what I was told.
What about Crocs with
I-
socks?
I'm not a huge fan of the Crocs.
Yeah.
Chris, where are you on Crocs? Where are you on Crocs in your fashion footwear? I know you're Vans all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm afraid to have like a negative opinion of it.
Yeah.
Does anybody have
But like,
positive
it's fine.
opinion?
Like, I wouldn't, you know,
Would you
I got
kill
my-
someone for them wearing them?
not solely because of that.
Okay.
There would have to
Okay.
be some other factor.
Okay.
It could push it over the line.
Okay.
But generally, those factors already present themselves, and the Crocs are just an affirmation that
Yeah, it had to be
that
more
you're
serious.
in agreement. Okay, I make sure.
We have a friend that recently became a Croc guy.
A Croc addicted
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah. He bought a special edition that was like Jurassic World,
What?
and
Oh.
it, yeah.
I didn't know they had.
Toby's
Like,
Yeah,
interested now.
children.
well, now I am.
Oh,
I'm like they have movie
You-
tie-ins. I had no
Yeah, they
idea.
It had little. I forgot what they call the little jewels.
Oh, yeah,
gibbets.
Giblets.
Giblet?
Gibbets? Gibbets.
It's certainly
Yeah,
not
but he's got
good.
like
Oh.
dinosaur eyes and stuff on his toes.
Oh.
If you ever go to like Thingiverse or any of the 3D printing
Yeah.
hubs, you can just type in like Crocs gibbets, and they have like all sorts of like testicles you can 3D print, and
Oh, okay,
all
that's
the
nice.
things for your Crocs
See,
that make
all
you a
sorts
man.
of testicles,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can print testicles.
Oh,
Like,
that's
they
what we
do-
should get.
but
Adam.
all sorts of them, all sorts of them.
Yeah, I
They-
mean, there's 1,000 different
sorts?
shapes and sizes, sir.
Yeah, no testicles are exactly
Exactly,
alike.
Alan.
They're like snowflakes.
They have testicles for the back of your Crocs.
Exactly, like on the back of a
Like-
car.
Yeah, like the truck. They got the testicles you put on the back of your Crocs.
No,
yeah.
you made that up, Russ.
What a
No,
world, yeah,
true
well,
story. They got fingers too that come out the holes.
Okay, that I believe. How are you attaching these back testicles? How's that happening?
There's probably a hole back there.
I think there's like a little, you
No.
throw
Hole?
like 2 little wings on the back, and it like pushes it out, and they dangle. I believe.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
even making this up. I really.
All
think
right.
it's-
I got my sister bought me a pair of Crocs because I told her I'd never
Oh,
wear, I'd never
okay.
wear them.
The truth comes out. The truth comes out. Please continue, Russ. Yes, your
Actually,
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Also,
they
I
got-
have a good friend
Yeah,
who wears
yeah.
Crocs, not me.
And there's a strap that comes down, and that's where the balls hang on.
Oh,
Mm.
that because you can put that one in the front or the back behind.
Yeah,
foot,
she
right?
calls it sports mode, and
Sport mode, yeah. Somebody
Yeah, sport mode.
told me that once. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
So you can run really fast when the strap is back.
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
All like every athlete.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a lot of Crocs in baseball, right, Chris? Don't most
there?
teams wear Crocs?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, I guess I. I
I
guess
think you're
I'm
full of
confused.
Crocs.
But maybe.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused.
Sportswear cleats in baseball are pretty standard, right? Like, does anybody? I know Brian Wilson, who was pitching for at the time, was pitching for the I said 49ers, the Giants, San Francisco Giants. He wore the Air Mags to pitch in, correct?
Did he?
Without spikes.
That's what we're
Say
at.
what?
Without spikes, like he didn't have spikes in them.
Yeah, or did it? Maybe he just was warming up, was in the bullpen with them. But it was like the day they came out, and so they were like 10 grand at the time. These were like the original ones that didn't have the auto lacing, I believe. But I thought that was a pretty bold move. What's that guy doing now? He didn't. His like 9th Tommy John surgery didn't work out so well, huh? Russ,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know
20
what he's
years ago.
doing. I don't know where he's at.
Chris
knows.
Chris always knows.
He's right here. Bring him in. Bring him on.
Yeah, see, he's over at Chris's right now.
The hell of an introduction.
He's probably eating pizza, riding around. I think he used to ride around on like a little moped or something. So,
Who is this
Oh, that
dude? I
was-
don't know who we're talking.
That was Hunter Pence.
oh,
Was the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah, he had the
Okay.
huge beard that he dyed black, and then for Halloween one year he won his machine, which is like a bit part from the movie 8mm with Nick Cage that like maybe
movie.
everyone on this podcast has seen, but I believe we're 5 of the 10 people in the world who've fucking seen it. Brian, I like it.
Terrible.
You know what's horrible? Twisters. Don't go.
You've told us.
Is it bad?
It's fucking so. We left.
Russ, weren't
in
you
the
here?
Middle of it.
Russ, you're always here. How weren't you here then?
I was in and out. Remember?
Just like your life.
But
I
last
wish.
night, Shelly and I went and saw Trap, which is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Anybody?
I did see something about that.
So I really enjoyed it, but
Yeah, but
I
you just told me
enjoyed
you
it.
like 8mm, so now you have no credibility.
Where do we feel on 8mm, Jim?
I'm kind of indifferent to it. I saw it a long time ago. I don't think about it much unless I see somebody in a GIMP mask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I think about it all the time.
Chris, have you seen it?
I have seen it. It's like you never want to see it again. You know,
Thank
whatever
you.
that feeling is. Like, okay, I've seen that. Okay, like I'm good.
Russ?
I've seen it the first when it came out.
Yeah. And how do you feel about it?
That's the last time I seen it. So
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like the film.
I don't know if it's rewatchable, but
I'd say it is, but
was-
I can rewatch anything with Nick Cage.
I'm gonna rewatch it for you, Rob.
Thank you.
Russ.
Also, okay, here's another stinker of a
Don't be
Nick Cage
hero,
movie.
Russ.
Here you go, Toby.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes. Have you seen Snake Eyes?
I have seen Snake Eyes.
What were your thoughts on that one?
I don't like it either, but I like the opening shot.
Okay, because I was going to say it's like the greatest opening shot ever.
Fantastic.
All right, we can agree on that. So, where were we at? Movies. So we went and saw this M. Night Shyamalan movie. I fucking loved it because it brought me back to like Sixth Sense, Unbreakable,
nice.
and made me
Ooh,
think of
nice.
that.
Ooh.
Shelly, on the other hand, is like, oh no, I didn't like it. She's like, it was predictable. It was just like he didn't advance from the 90s. I'm like, yeah, well, he
That's
did,
good.
and those movies sucked. After
Let me ask you a
her.
question.
Right.
Is that movie tie in with anything else, or is it its own story?
At this point, I'm going to say it's his own story, but I believe it's setting up for a trilogy.
Okay.
So I assume there's going to be another villain, or maybe a good guy. This is
Alright.
pretty good. I would recommend
I'll
it.
check it out. I'll check it out.
His daughter, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, is like the pop star in it. So you'll see the thing if you watch it. But I enjoyed it. And if you go to the Alamo Draft House, they now have cheese dip with chili. Delicious.
All right.
Chris Johnson, what kind of movie theaters you got up there in Jersey? You just like typical Regal, or you got any like fancy theaters or anything like that?
No, just the normal basic ones at the mall. But we used to have like a super cheap one, you know, that had like the off-run movies, and it was like
Oh yeah.
grungy. Oh, it was so great.
It's
But
gone
it
now.
Finally, of course, had to shut down. But it was like the best, like peeling off the walls, you know, like
Nice.
can't
Yeah.
afford to keep up a thing, but it was great, fantastic.
Do you have any-
Almost like $5 or something like that, you know, it's great.
Yeah. Do you have theaters
Oh,
there
there
that serve food now?
They all just have like the regular automated, like, you know.
It's not like Alamo Draft House out here has like
No, it's not cool. I
good.
mean, there must be some like that here because there's a billion people here, but no, it's mostly like suburb movie theater places attached to a mall, you know.
What was that little movie theater down from your place in Sunnyside, Queens?
Oh,
Little
yeah.
like indie theater. You remember that?
Yes. I couldn't tell you the name of it. I think it's not there again either. Sadly.
Probably not. Chris Johnson and I have seen many a movie together throughout the
have.
years. Sometimes multiple movies in a day at the movie theater,
That has happened, yes.
including M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. I remember we saw that
I don't
together.
have any memory of that. You remember that?
Yeah, you know what I don't have a memory of? Going to see
Green Book.
Green Zone.
A Green Zone. No, yeah.
Yeah, that was problematic night. So in this movie that I enjoyed that my wife didn't, there's one thing, and I've
but
never
you like
noticed
8mm.
that I like 8mm. Yes, maybe I need
Just
to watch it
making
again.
sure.
Maybe I don't.
I mean,
maybe I
maybe
just
we'll-
like the
I just
idea of
point that
8mm.
out.
Yeah.
Maybe you're
well,
just
so-
making yourself believe you like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just really like the machine. Maybe that's all it is.
Maybe you just need to go to a toy shop and buy the suit.
I like where your head is.
I mean, just go all in.
I like it.
Gimp it up.
Gimp it up. How many
They
times
take his mask off at the end, do they not? And then he's like a character actor that you've seen in other things.
you've
And
seen like 1,000
so
times?
bad it
Yeah.
makes anything he's
remember
in
the
like
one.
kind of gross, you know.
I like
Every time I
it.
see him, I'm like, oh, I like that movie because he's in it. That's how bad 8mm.
Chris, I don't think you have cable anymore, right? You're like just
No.
streaming. You're not like
I
flipping channels.
never had it, yeah.
But remember back in the day, there was
using your Hulu.
one
That's about it.
actor. Well, yeah, I remember. There's a whole story to that. But back in the day, like I'm talking like TV back in the day, flipping channels. There was one actor. We've had this conversation before. There's one actor. Any
William
movie.
Shatner.
No, it's
Oh,
not
God,
William
sorry, go
Shatner.
ahead.
There's one actor. Any of his movies are on. You have to stop and at least watch 5 minutes of it. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, can I guess? Well, whenever you guys are, I don't know. Do we all want to throw in?
From
Yeah,
that-
throw in
from what-
guesses.
From the time period back then?
This was I can tell you the night that you told me this, and because we found ourselves doing it. It was the night that we watched the third HBO Dave Chappelle special that came out. So this is years ago.
At
Like
somebody's
before-
house? At your house?
It was at my house, yeah. But we were flipping channels, and both of us, like, I stopped flipping channels, and you're like, this guy's movies, I have to stop and at least watch 5 minutes. I was like, no shit.
Ron
man.
Jeremy, I think that's it was.
You only need 5 minutes, is the thing.
I would have guessed Bill Paxton.
Okay, Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman, both would have been good guesses, but it's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
I think it was somebody
This is
more
an
like
action
bleeding
star.
your
I
hand.
think I remember you bringing this up, so I can't answer because I think I might know.
Well,
I don't
no
know.
one else
I don't really
does,
know.
including Chris. So
Okay,
maybe
Steven Seagal.
I can't remember.
you are correct, Steven
Oh, okay.
Seagal.
Okay.
It doesn't happen so much anymore where you're flipping channels,
Thank you, Russ.
but
You're welcome.
if
It's
Steven
like in a
Seagal,
hotel or something like that.
correct, hotels. I think that may have been like what we were talking about.
I feel like every time I stay in a hotel, I just watch ridiculousness on MTV round
Yeah.
the clock.
yeah,
Because
all on there.
that's all that's on MTV. But
Oh,
now I've noticed they have
it.
it.
What I always watched at the
Ooh, Law and Order.
Oh,
Yeah, because
yeah.
there's 9,000 Law and Orders,
Yeah.
but there's also a
Dum dum.
Portlandia channel.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Oh,
I
yeah.
just put that on because I never have really watched Portlandia,
Oh,
but
that's good
I
stuff.
enjoy it. Yeah, no, it's great. It's just one of those things that like I'll watch it and it's just fun.
How is there a channel? Because was it on that long?
It's IFC has its own channel. So usually syndication has to be 5 seasons. So
I mean, it probably was 5 or. I mean, maybe it was a little more. It's just
how
hard to
many
believe a whole
seasons has
channel.
Sunny in Philadelphia been on? Because like 100?
Yeah,
Probably.
It's like The Simpsons?
10 or so.
yeah.
No, I
Is
think
it
it's
more
like
than 10?
I think it's in
It's into
like
the
12 or
teens.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gotten to the teens.
I'm gonna go at 12.
All right, just to be a dick.
No, just that was my guess. I don't.
No, no.
Well, we
You
can't look
could
it
have
up.
you could have said 13 and then been on board with me in some way, but no, you had to say 12.
I mean, I have your back sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll let
do.
you guys know if anybody gives us the answer in the chat.
But but they're probably using the internet, and then that's like us using the internet. Jimothy.
Yeah, we can't do the chat sheet.
Oh, okay. I thought we've
Well,
done
it's
that.
come up. We have done
Well,
that.
Vince knew the answer. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And
Oh
speaking
yeah,
of
if you
it,
know
he's
it.
in Utah right now, and he's saying hello from Utah.
Hi, Vince from Utah.
Wait, what?
Toby
he
goes
made
to
it.
Utah.
He's there.
He
Why
made
is
it.
he? What happened? Did he get lost?
Well, he's on his way to Port Townsend, Washington.
Oh,
So if anybody wants to find Vince, head to Port Townsend.
we've got a live track.
We should
on
have like a
Vince
live
right
tracker
now.
on Vince. Find him.
He's also asking what the question was, so I don't know if we want to reiterate that.
Oh no, it's
What
just
was
Steven
the question?
Seagal movies. I don't know.
Oh.
We're just going to talk about Steven Seagal movies. If anybody has not watched a famous video on the internet of Steven Seagal runs like a girl,
I looked it up
Someone-
and watched it.
This is good.
It's
Good stuff.
hilarious.
So good.
someone did a supercut of just Steven
pretty
Seagal
great.
running,
Oh, it's great.
and he does run like a
Badass,
girl.
dude. Badass.
I can't
What was
unsee it now.
Wasn't there a movie where he gets like sucked out of the plane in the like first 20 minutes or something like that?
Oh yeah, like there is a movie like he's in it, but then he dies super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is
Collateral
that?
Damage. Is it Collateral Damage?
No, I don't know. It's a plane movie.
It's not Con Air.
It's
No.
not Nick
Is that-
Cage's Con
is Nick
Air.
Cage.
Nick Cage.
I know all the Nick Cage movies,
Yes, there's
Yes.
even the shitty one.
Oh, Vince said executive decision, and I think he is.
You are correct.
100%
You are correct. So what did I say? Because it was similar in the naming.
What did you just say?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You say collateral
Presidential.
damage.
Collateral
Oh, okay.
Damage is like executive decision. It's two names.
What is it? Collateral? Is that Jamie Foxx?
Collateral.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good movie. Tom Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Mann.
Michael Mann.
So,
Who
all
directed? Who directed 8mm?
Michael Mann?
No,
Oh no. Who directed 8mm?
You know
Wasn't
this.
was it Brian Singer? No.
no.
Who was it?
That would
Who
make
was
sense.
it?
We've talked extensively about one of his movies in the past. He did a
Joel
Batman.
Schumacher?
Yes, Joel Schumacher.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How about we
That
do
makes-
a podcast with us all watching 8mm?
we
Sure,
can
I'll meet you
rewatch.
there, Russ.
But Rob's got to get a costume first.
That's
I think he already has
you
it.
just- I just gotta
Falling
go-
Down.
Just
Falling
go
Down.
Chris,
grab
have you
it.
seen Falling Down by Joel Schumacher?
Sure,
Oh,
that's
that's
him. I
cool.
didn't know.
Yep, that's a good movie.
That's a great
Yeah.
movie.
That's a great movie. Russ, you get it. Yeah, buddy.
He did some of the bad Batmans, did he not?
He did some
Hmm.
Batmans, but there's varying opinions on good or bad. I'd say leaning bad. Jimothy is
Why is it
on the fence.
Jimothy?
No,
Russ,
because
were
it's
you
on
not
my-
here? Russ, what?
Oh, my friend. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's like it
Trying
says
to
on my.
decide what Jimothy was short for. I
He's
mean, Jim.
afraid to. He's afraid to be a guest.
Oh man, what? Frankie Fiesta, is that his name?
Yeah, yeah. He's not going to
Frankie
be on
Fiesta.
today.
Why? He's
Okay.
scared of
Is
Russ?
it just
Or he's
you? Do
scared
you
of-
have a bot?
No, he
Is
doesn't
Frankie
wanna-
Fiesta a bot? Are we
He's-
just
he
being?
does- yeah, he's on my phone. Actually, that's actually me the whole time.
I knew it. That son of a bitch.
I asked him the other day because he was like,
Fiesta.
"Why are they concerned about who I was? Like some random guy would just watch their podcast?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well, that's why they were asking."
it could happen. One day we imagine it would happen.
We
I'll
hope
make
it
him come
happens.
on. I'll make him come on.
We want a stranger to just show up one day,
And also
we just
women, if women could ever
Oh,
show up.
Olivia is watching.
Oh, Olivia. Okay, so there is a woman.
Liv Morgan is so hot.
What is Olivia? Why don't we get Olivia on here? We just need some female energy. I mean, no offense, Russ.
No, none taken.
You just don't bring enough female energy for me.
No, I try, man. You know.
I know you do. That's what I'm saying. No offense. I know you're trying.
I'll try harder next time.
Yeah, please. That's really the least you could do. Somehow Robb is dealing with the dog. Chris,
Yeah.
I think, fell asleep. Did Chris fall asleep?
It's hard to tell.
Oh, he's awake. Okay.
Let's do it.
He's there. I don't know. Okay, now we've got a dog loose.
It's
This is
so
the kind
crazy.
of this is the kind of podcast. Is there a goat? Can we get a goat or a sheep loose?
I think
somewhere?
there's a couple across the street.
Okay, we need to bring those in.
I like
Some-
What the
how
hell's going on
chicken.
here?
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows, Chris. I've been here for years and I don't know what's going on. This is what you've gotten yourself into. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Jimothy's in the same room. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Timothy's. You can't tell it, but
It looks so.
Timothy is-
Yeah.
I know. And then you, in my screen, you just completely interrupted. You're right between them.
Let me know when we can talk about Masters of the Universe again. You know,
Yeah, I
we
think
can.
you're
Like 10
past
minutes
the
is
10
elapsed,
minute.
you know?
You're
No, you're-
definitely in the
So
safe
Chris,
zone.
Chris, who's your favorite character?
oh, it's just because of the toy, and I think it's a played out answer. But Scareglow, he's like the best. But like
did
glow in
you-
the dark, anything like is a sucker for it. You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. I got the giant one, the big one from Mondo.
it's big. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. No way.
Yeah, Yeah, it's in my studio. It's kind of like while I'm in meetings.
talking.
Hey,
I
you walked
said-
away, and they waited their 10 minutes, fair and square.
The one
I
I
sent
had-
Rob. You have the vintage one?
Yes, and I found it like that was the one I found it at a yard sale. One of the last times you could do that. It was like, a
Oh,
big
man.
box. I was so excited.
That's pretty
Oh, I
cool.
don't
With
have a
his little
vintage.
cape and everything.
That's a
Oh,
pretty
that's
good-
the hard. That's the part that's always missing.
The staff, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's awesme.
Well, we've now become a Masters of the Universe
Yeah.
podcast.
You can do worse,
I
Yeah.
always like Ram Man.
Oh,
Ram
Ram
Man's
Man.
dope.
Right, he's fun.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
It was the only one I was ever able to buy as a child.
Because
You just
you're the same
had one.
size.
Yeah, we wore the same clothes.
The little metal hat.
Yeah,
Chris, I also really like Manny faces. I have a whole bunch of different
was pretty
versions
cool.
of Manny faces.
What?
Oh yeah,
I
that
took
is a
dogs
great
in, but
feature.
now
He's got a
Pumpkin's
great
in here.
weapon, too, and he's got a great feature. Triclops
Yeah.
as well. It's similar, like
Uh-huh.
those early ones. Very exciting.
weren't
Yeah,
some of
there's-
the He-Mans reused as wrestling figures, or no?
They
The
use
bodies.
So they
copied that
came
still
out
for
with
while,
a
though.
Motu line recently with like Roman Reigns, and you have a bunch, right?
Yeah, I have the whole series.
They
I
did
got
that
a
with
few.
horror,
The
horror
whole
monsters got it
series.
too. You get those
Which ones?
like horror monsters.
I didn't get those.
Yeah, I
No.
saw those. Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right, I got to go back to the movie. Josh Hartnett. We're all men here. I know we have no women present. Toby's been
Pearl
bitching
Harbor?
about it, but
Well, Olivia's listening.
okay.
And,
Where are we sitting with Josh Hartnett? Is he like? Do women like him?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you.
Toby
Russ
was
is trying. Russ is doing me a solid. by
No, so
filling
the reason I
void.
ask is in that movie. So I don't want to give too much away, even though
Yeah,
I think
then
the trailer
don't.
gives most of it away. But he's irresistible to everyone.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I'm just thinking, like, maybe
I
he
thought-
just is. Is
But
he?
where's he been? I feel like he's been
So
gone. a
yeah,
while.
that's what Shelly was saying. Shelly was like,
Like,
"This
I
is
didn't-
his comeback."
when I saw he was in it, I was like, "Oh yeah, right, that guy. He's still alive."
Does he look the same?
Yeah.
He's got fake teeth too. Like his two front teeth are capped, and they're just a little
How do you
bigger and a
know?
little crooked. You just know. I
Do
have
you?
my 4 front teeth are capped, and so it's like when you buy, like maybe you. Speaking of Subarus, Chris Johnson's like, oh, looking around, I'm going to get a blue Subaru Forester. I don't ever see those, and then he's just going to always see Subaru Foresters.
So
When you
now
get
that you
cat
have
teeth,
cat
you
teeth,
know.
you see him everywhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I didn't
I can
know that.
tell.
Okay.
But my dentist did a good job, man. And it's because I broke a effing mini fridge on my face is the reason
Oh.
that I had to get some fake teeth. But they look
Okay.
good. My wife picked out the color.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Wait. Wait. Why is she picking out? Don't they just match the color of your teeth?
Normally, but
No, don't
like
they have scales?
they have like they pull out like a color
Yeah.
thing,
And
then
your
they
wife
can-
she was just like, go with that one.
No,
Why
my
didn't she pick
dentist was
blue
like,
or
because it's your front teeth. So
Yeah.
basically, your front teeth, those are your biggest ones. You can, according to my dentist, let me just say, I'm not a dental professional. I don't even play one on TV. But according to him, like that's where you pick the color of your smile. So you can go a little whiter, like go whiter. and
go a
then-
little. Okay.
You can go Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a denture set that's called Hollywood.
Okay.
But you can go a little lighter, and then it like sets the other ones. Most people, when they get like cap teeth, like famous people, they just get like I think either 6 or 8 on the top and the bottom, so they don't get all of them.
Sure.
So when you see people with really wide smiles on TV and they smile, and then those side teeth are like dark brown because they smoke 718 cigarettes a day. Yeah, it's
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
So go get some cap teeth.
Lesson learned. And Josh Hartnett's still alive.
Yeah. So what do we think about him though?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him for so long. I've forgotten. What I
think
feel.
the last thing that I remember watching him in was Penny Dreadful. So that's been a while.
I didn't see it. Was he in
So
Pearl
Chris
Harbor?
Johnson, since you're here,
He's in
Pumpkin
Pearl Harbor.
wanted to come hang out.
I didn't even see that. There's a cat. Chris, do you have any pets? Do you have any animals you could just let run loose into the room? Crawl
Yes.
over you?
Somewhere, yeah, plenty of animals.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, what
What
kind?
do you got?
He's a
Man.
cat master.
Oh, how many cats do you have?
Like they're qualified.
Here's
they're
the
all
thing.
they're all rescues from my own yard. So
He
three.
cannot count.
Oh,
This
you don't even
high.
know how many cats.
He
It's
runs a
23.
cat rescue.
How many?
Like literally
It's 3 currently.
Oh,
23. Don't He says
Just 3.
3.
I know because
There's
he's trying
always
in case
You
the
know how
government's
girls
listening.
lie about how many sexual partners they have, and they
That's how
always
Chris lies about.
that's Chris about his
I don't
number
like
of cats.
that analogy for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't either. It's all I can think of. It's all I can come up with.
Something about it's not sitting right.
So, Chris, what's the most cats you've had at one time?
Only 4.
What?
Yeah.
What
You can't be the
other,
cat master with just 4.
At a time, it's like my resources aren't unlimited. I
What?
would.
But Chris, is there anything else?
That's
I'll
cool.
start a GoFundMe. You can all donate.
I'll
to right
okay,
now.
I respect that. I like the cats.
Chris, is there anything that you have in like domesticated that normally is not domesticated?
Sounds like a
Sure, a
setup.
squirrel
Like
a
an
few
animal?
times. Yeah, a couple of squirrels.
Squirrels. All right. How
A mouse,
domesticated?
like semi.
Did the squirrels come into the house?
One did, yes.
Okay.
Rob probably met that squirrel. Certainly he did.
Did you just
Oh,
feed
for
it
sure.
and it hung out?
Yeah, he had a big cage and everything, and he was free.
That's cool.
What was his name?
Pretty scratchy.
He had
His
a-
name was Rick.
Ricky, right?
Yes.
Little Ricky.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you have cats at the same time?
I did. Yes.
How did that?
Tom and Pitt.
It just worked out. They were fine.
Oh. Those don't sound like
Um,
much of a cat. I mean, I don't want to insult your
They
cat.
just
but
didn't, you just choose who you want to hang out with, and that's just was fine with
they were
them.
cool with Rick.
Yeah.
All right.
Shelly actually brought up Tom last night. Funny enough, your cat.
I'm glad
Tom.
he's still R.I.P. He's still in our
I know.
memories.
Tom and Pitt, man. Were both of them a little cross-eyed or just one?
Just one. Would you ever get a cat tattoo on you? That's like something I've been thinking about. Like, what's the consensus there? Is it okay to get like a memorial tattoo?
Yeah,
on you?
dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Totally
So-
okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not
No, dude.
Shelly
that's-
told me
you know
no.
you do it.
Because
said no?
I would get like a realistic, like I always wanted to get like trinket and vittles, like fucking big lions
Do it. Do
on
it.
my shoulders. But
That's
Shelly's like,
awesome.
no, they never look right. And I'm like, well, maybe. If you
You
get the
have to
right,
get the right
person,
likeness. It could go south,
Yeah.
but you have to get a good likeness.
you have to get a good artist, like somebody who
Or
specializes.
would you just
in,
put I would go with a text if you just wanted to do a text.
yeah, I'm into
You
that.
could do that.
I can do that for you right now, Chris Johnson. Come on down.
Poke it.
I got a gun. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Oh yeah,
Let's do it.
my wife, she did poke. She was poking for a little while, and I have a few. She's poked a few in me like as practice.
Nice.
Good.
They
like,
turn
once
out
you
okay?
take that- Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, good.
That's awesome.
See?
How's Mo doing? Mo needs to come. Chris's wife. So, can I tell a couple Chris Johnson wife stories?
Oh god, I don't know. I don't think so. No.
No, they're not inappropriate.
He
One
says
is,
that,
those
but
are the worst
he
ones.
ended a marriage last week, so just be careful.
That wasn't last week. How long ago was that, Jim?
What?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
So,
No, I don't want to talk about any personal story. Don't talk.
no,
about
this is like
personal
Hulu.
story.
I want to talk about Hulu.
Unvetted.
I want to talk about Hulu. So, Chris has used my Hulu for a while.
I still do.
Okay, well,
It's easily
and
the
I think-
longest I've ever used someone's account for anything. Like,
Nice.
easily. I've been
Yeah.
using your Hulu for like over a decade.
it's true. It may go away soon. I don't know. Just know that.
It's the only place that has
Um,
all the King of the Hills on it. So just know that you're fucking with myself.
Yeah, and also give him a advance warning if you're gonna.
You
just
can see
cut
the
that out.
metrics on how much that just plays like over and over, like just Hulu playing King of the Hill, just constantly. You would be shocked.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
That's
So,
all you.
this is before profiles. Now like you can have a profile and you don't see what your friends who are using your account use, or your parents or your wife or whatever. But at the time, this is years ago. I think we were in Florida at the time, so Chris was in New York. At the time, it was like my mom used my Hulu, my wife, me, and then Chris. And I had logged in, and like somebody had like been watching something, and I asked Shelly, I was like, "Are you watching this?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, it must be Mom." So I asked Mom, I was like, "You watching this?" She's like, "No, I've never seen it." I was like, "Oh, fucking Chris Johnson's watching Gossip Girl." So I call Chris Johnson. I'm like,
I'm not
Chris.
against it.
I was like, "Chris, you have a girlfriend?" And he's like, He's like, how do you know? I was like, "Because you're watching Gossip Girl."
Caught.
And that's how I found out Chris had it. Now
Digital
what?
trail. Never leave a digital trail. That's the
Yeah,
lesson
I know.
there.
That is a
Of
lesson.
Gossip Girl.
Also, don't trust Rob to not rat you out on
Yeah, to totally like,
National-
blow up your spot.
National
TV.
podcast, coast to coast, with all our listeners.
the whole
Sorry.
world knows now.
So here
think
also is another Chris Johnson streaming wife girlfriend situation. So I know Chris's wife is Mo. That is her nickname.
No, it's not her name. It's her middle name.
It's her middle name. Excuse me. That is her middle name.
But people refer to her by it
Yes.
as opposed to a first. Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. So Chris texts me and he's like, "Hey, I've been watching all the King of Hills for the last 72 years, but now I'd like to watch the new Watchmen show on HBO." So this is obviously several years ago.
I asked you about it.
Yeah, he's like,
I must
"Do you
have
have a
wanted to see
log?"
that today.
Anna, he said, "Anna wanted me to ask you if you had a login."
And you were like, "Uh-oh."
I was like, "Who the fuck is Anna? Where's Mo? Fuck you, Chris Johnson." I think I called him and I was like, "Where the fuck is your wife?" And he's like, "Right next to me." I was like, "Well, who the fuck is Anna?" He's like, "That's my wife." That's how I learned that she had more than one name.
I like to get.
But I was
misleading
very
information out there,
defensive.
too.
M-O-E?
No, just M-O.
M-O.
Yeah.
That's my
Now, Chris,
oldest- her name.
Chris,
You
when
want
you
a
get
fucking
up,
social security number? What the fuck, man?
hey, Chris, when you get upset with
Mother's
her, do you
maiden
call
name.
her by a different name? Like, do you call
No.
her by one name or the other?
No, just the one.
Oh, okay.
Anna or Mo? Like which one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, middle name.
Oh,
Yeah, but you call her Mo, but then apparently he decided to randomly text me the other name to
yeah.
fuck with me. God damn it. It's all right.
I'm cagey like that.
Yeah, he is.
Smart.
He's unhinged.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm just thinking of like random times that Chris and I have been in just odd situations. Just odd situations where we just don't know what the hell's going on. But I do remember getting into some odd situations, but I remember the night ending with my friend Barry Guerin's wife, girlfriend at the time, now wife, making Chris a grilled cheese sandwich at like 4 a.m.
Where
That's
was
very
that? That's a what
That
a
was
nice
in the-
person. I owe that
That is
person.
nice. That is nice.
Do you not
Crazy
remember
night
this
to
grilled
leave
cheese
with
sandwich
somebody.
night?
I mean, I don't remember a lot. I have to say.
We went to some party, I believe in Mount Juliet, just like some random party with a bunch of my friends, but then there was a bunch of other people, and you may have gone into a closed room with somebody and may have done PCP. I don't know.
No, that's not what happened. I do remember that. No, we were outside. It was just a crowd of people, right? And they were just passing around something, presumably, a harmless, like medicinal herb. And then you're like, sure, okay. It's like a 45-year-old hippie lady handing me this thing. How crazy could it be?
Yeah.
And then, like, next thing I know, I'm no lightweight. I'm like in the bathroom of this random house. I don't know where I am. Like not in the guest bathroom, in like the master bathroom. Just like looking in the mirror, like freaking out. Then I
For
guess
like
I don't
45
remember
minutes,
anything.
right?
It was a while, yeah, quite a while. I was like, what the,
And then I believe that night
I got
ended.
dosed, and I'm like, what?
I believe we ended up back at Barry's house, and Anne made you a grilled cheese sandwich because I think we were like everybody was grilling hamburgers and you were a vegetarian at the time. And you still are, right?
Yeah, I do my best.
You're a vegetarian until you're not.
No, not really. Just exclusive. Yeah.
I do remember a year's worth of Chick-fil-A consumed in.
Well, there's
2
sometimes
months.
poor, your financial circumstances dictate your diet sometimes.
Oh, that's
True.
That's a good.
We mentioned this on the
I
podcast
gotta
last
live,
week,
you know.
I believe. Brandon was on the podcast and we talked about like standing in line at Chick-fil-A for a year.
Sure, I
Did we
remember
talk
that.
about that?
No, I don't
Yeah.
think we did.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
it
did
kinda
not,
came
or
up.
did?
No,
It came up.
It came up,
Oh,
but
okay.
it didn't get fully.
Okay. Well, this was when we were in college. All of us, me, Chris, and Brandon, they opened a Chick-fil-A, like a standalone Chick-fil-A, which is apparently all there is now. But back in the day, Chick-fil-A was in the mall. Like that's how I remember
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
In the food court.
In the food court, yeah. But when they opened one, the first 100 people there got free chicken for a year.
I
Shit.
remember how we heard about that. Very collegey thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody, I think Brandon told us that day because he was like, I'm going to go stand in line. And I think me and Chris and Paul Fly, and I think that was it, right? Maybe a couple other people. We didn't have shit to do. So we went and stood in line. And it was a whole event. There was idiots.
Sure.
There was dumb people.
Sure.
There was
you
free
guys
chicken.
You guys were there, so.
Yes, we got conned. I think we got conned because you know what free chicken equates to? Free chicken for a year. What does that mean to you, Jim?
Probably
One chicken wing
coupons.
once a week.
It's 52 coupons.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, it was fine though. It was fine. It was
I remember
delicious.
I remember being with you. Probably, I would like to hear what's the seediest place you ever went. And I feel like I was with you at the seediest place I've ever been, and it was with. It was like I don't go to seedy places too often, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But it was in Las Vegas, and then we were at the bar, and then like a guy was like hitting on me a little bit, like weirdly, Oh,
No, that wasn't Las Vegas. That was Los Angeles where the guy
Was it
was
LA?
hitting on. Yes.
Oh yeah.
What?
But the place was like real super seedy, as I remember it. And I'm like, oh god, standing by the door, like let's get the heck out of this place.
It was,
you know
but
why
it
we
wasn't
were
the Waffle
there?
House.
It wasn't. It was like to me in my mind, it was like a strip club or something,
Yes, it
But
was a strip club. I actually told my mom this
But I
story
never,
yesterday.
I don't know, I don't remember seeing any anything that was like strip.
I think
club
it was like
related.
Flesh?
a topless maybe, but they had pasties. It was
see anything like that,
very
yeah.
like it wasn't like gross strip
I remember I
club.
was
It
sitting did we have a drink? I was sitting by like a cash machine, which is
and
cool.
the guy was a Mexican guy. It was a Spanish speaking gentleman was trying to buy you,
Which,
correct?
Fellow, yes. But he
Oh,
was like
Yes.
a
Buy
couple
you?
drinks in, I think ahead of me,
I don't know. He didn't
But,
speak English. He was throwing a credit card at Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
So here's the reason we were there, and this is what I was telling my mom, and she thought
That
it
guy
was-
actually touched me like on the back or something like that. It wasn't like
yeah, he rubbed
it
you,
was, like,
right?
little
There
bit
was a
more,
rubbing.
something weird. It was something weird,
So I
It
It
wasn't.
sounds like you
there.
need to go to therapy, Chris. You definitely
Yeah.
need to
You
come
don't
to terms
remember
with
much
this.
except that.
Yeah, buddy.
Were you
It's all
roofied?
flooding back.
Yeah, Russ. That's what I want to know.
Were you roofied, man?
He wouldn't
I look
remember.
back on it fondly. I don't think so.
So we went
maybe.
I
out
didn't
to
like it at the
LA,
time, but I look back on it fondly.
and we stayed with Blondie. Me and Chris stayed with Blondie, but he had a roommate at the time named. We're just going to give her first initial. It's a J. It's a letter J. Period. She may or
Jimothy?
may not.
Oh,
It's not Jimothy.
okay.
They. And I'm saying
You
that
already
to
said she.
protect
You
their-
already said
okay,
she. I was wrong.
She may or may not have been a stripper. Let's just say, call it what it is. But I had never met her.
Oh, she worked at the place.
So she worked there. So the Blondie's like, "Oh, we're gonna go by so you can meet Jasmine." I was like, "Okay, well, point her
Right there.
out."
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
thanks
we
for
were
saying
there.
her name.
I remember the
way to
bride being
protect-
really fun.
Whatever.
She was probably perfectly nice.
Whatever.
We're
But I had never met her. So we went in, Blondie pointed her out. He went to one corner. Chris went to the bar and got picked up by some dude. And I went and got a lap dance from this girl that I had never met.
Totally different experience than me. Huh?
And then while I was getting a lap dance, she's like asking me questions. She's like, "Yeah, I'm staying on your couch tonight." The lap dance mood really changed. That's how you put a lap dance out. You just be like, "Hey, I'm your roommate's creepy friend that's gonna be on your couch."
also Jasmine's a stage name, so I think we're safe. I don't think her name was really Jasmine.
Good.
Where did I slept? I slept on a
Yeah,
couch.
nice
Another
save,
seedy
Toby.
place.
Yeah.
So I guess I would like to hear what's the seediest place you've ever found yourself. You know.
The Waffle House. I think we've established this.
Oh
I
man,
don't know if that
no.
qualifies. I've been to that Waffle House many times. Many times.
Well, then you're
Seediest
not
place
doing
that
it right.
you willingly went into, knowing
Just
that it
found
was going to be
yourself in.
seedy.
You know.
I've been in a lot of seedy places.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
have
saying.
to.
You know, like that's what I'm
Well,
trying to
Robb
get at.
brings the CD, so I don't know what comes first.
So
but
I think
usually it's
now
Robb.
I'm like, how many of I assume
How
that I've
many
been in
have
the
you
seedy
turned
places with
seedy?
all 5 of you individually. Four of you.
4 of us.
I
Are they
counted
all like
Russ twice.
weird, gross clubs?
No. I know a seedy place that Jim has been that I wasn't at, but I just know about a story
Which place is that?
with Louis.
Oh yeah. That bar in Tampa. Yeah, it was pretty seedy.
When you have to say with a guy named Louis, you don't even really have to say anything else after that, I believe.
Yeah, it was a very, very seedy bar in Tampa.
Okay. Well, in Tampa,
Yeah.
so.
Did I ever
probably-
tell you guys about the brothel I walked into in Nashville, Tennessee?
No.
So I was not 21. I think I was 19 at the time. 18, 19. Russ, this is in the Brass Knuckle Entertainment days. So
Okay.
it wasn't you and it wasn't the other one, the other single guy. It was the two guys that you can guess I was with. If that makes sense. One of them plays drums, one of them plays
game
bass
show
guitar.
turned into a game show.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter, but the 3 of us are walking down. And this is downtown Nashville. This is probably 1997. So for Chris and Russ, you can get a mental attitude. This is where the 8th Day used to be before it was like a hotel. It was like back in the day kind of situation. So we're walking up and down the street, and there was like a Victorian house over on the left. And I think this is 2nd Avenue. This is the what would that be? The south part of 2nd Avenue, past Broadway. We're walking, and there's this Victorian house, and it has a neon sign of Marilyn Monroe with her dress going up. So it's like it's down, and then it's like halfway up, and then it's all the way up. It's like, ah. And that's the
neon.
only markings that this place has. So I'm with 2 drunk idiots, and I'm the driver, and I'm probably not sober at this point, but we decide to go in. We're like, what the hell is this place? Well, let's go in.
Yeah.
And you have to, the 2 guys I was with at the time, one of them is still a moron and will just do anything. Would you agree, Russ?
The crust.
He probably asked you for a job on a weekly basis kind of situation.
No.
Anyway. Yeah. So we go in, we walk up these, like, there's 7 stairs. We walk in, and there's huge doors on this Victorian house, and we open up the doors, and we are greeted by maybe 35 to 40 women in like lingerie, and they parade in like you would see like in Las Vegas at a brothel. Literally, they're just all there. And I cannot say a word because, again, I'm 19. I've never seen anything like this. Even though, like, I want to pretend that I have, I'm like, what the hell? And so this isn't a seedy place, but it was a weird place. Let me just point this out. Like,
It was just there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But we're just in the big lobby, and all these women are there, and they have like a bar set up, but like nothing, no like drinks or anything. They just have like a bar, and all these women are there, and they just all stand up, and there's basically a madam comes up to you, like an older woman. When I say older, I mean she's probably in her 40s, but she was wearing like not lingerie, but like a suit, like a pantsuit maybe. And she's like, how can I help you, gentlemen? And the one individual is like, what is this? Do you guys serve beer here? Literally is what he said. And as soon as he said that, about I don't know, 29 of the 35 women just disappeared. They're like, these guys have no interest in being here. But then a few of them kind of hung out. And
What's up with them? You wonder.
and so yeah, they were just like, they don't have money. I don't want to give him hepatitis right now. Is hepatitis something you can give in a sexual encounter? I'm not sure. I'm not up on my disease exchange. I apologize. I'm not.
Just so you know, Vince said you should have asked the girl with green eyes.
Okay. So everybody leaves and we're like, oh,
yeah.
there you go.
All right.
Good job, Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do you guys do here? And I, again, not talking, but that was the other two. And the madam basically tells us we specialize in erotic experiences. They start at $50 per half hour, and you negotiate between you and the perfect. Yeah, this late 90s prices, but I didn't understand the negotiation. I didn't understand any of this because there was not an HBO show about the Bunny Ranch at this time, so I didn't,
That did educate, did it not?
It did very much educate me. But so obviously we did not have $50. This was 1997. $50 an hour. Minimum wage at that point was what? $4.15 still, I believe. Or $4.50 maybe.
You want that experience.
I know, that's 10 hours. That's more than a day's worth of work.
At the movie theater.
I know. That's where I was. So person number one is like, okay, we're gonna go find an ATM, and we left and never came back. But I've always wondered what happened to all those 35 women. What happened to that building, and where can I find that sign? Because I really would like that neon sign. It's probably the
Amazon.
the best part.
Yes.
I you know what? It's one of those things that I've always thought about, but never actually looked for.
It's probably on Temu or something.
I would like the Temu version.
Yeah, but Asian.
Perfect.
Chris, you born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, correct? Or
that's right.
Surrounding area?
Surrounding, yes.
And then you had a very awesome job in high school or around high school time, correct?
Did I?
Man, it's like I'm having to feed you all this.
You had to feed me.
What job did you have around high school time?
Like everybody else, I had a movie theater job.
Yeah, but didn't you like sell concessions at minor league baseball?
Oh, I did that a little bit as a child, sure.
Okay.
It's not really interesting. At the state fair, you do that as your real first job, or you would sell like glow bracelets or something.
Oh no, I was talking about the National Sounds. Did you not do that at the National Sounds?
A little when I was young, yeah.
Okay, I thought.
How little were you?
was
Just like child labored? Like what?
Yeah,
I mean, 3 years old working
concessions. You got to do that stuff when you were young,
What?
They call it volunteering in Tennessee. So
this
like,
sounds
I think Russ and I probably saw a bunch of concerts from volunteering to sell concessions. I know I did. I don't know.
It was like an honor,
Oh, was it an honor?
It was.
Okay.
An honor to sell your.
This is such a scam. Hey,
I mean,
you want to work for free for us?
Yeah, child labor is
a real honor.
This was like the early '90s where they let you actually sell beer, right? Like you were 7 and you could sell beer.
Certainly not that far.
That seems like Tennessee.
Yeah,
road beer was legal in Tennessee for
until
like '98.
Roadies, yeah. I mean, come on.
I remember my dad driving with like a Colt 45, like in between, like when he was driving the car.
Exactly. That's legal.
But you have to go on Saturday night to stock up because Sunday
that was the place and time. That's what racists say. They're like, it was just a time. And that's what alcoholics also say. It was just a time. Right, Toby?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly.
Calling you out a little bit.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. Drunk driving was okay.
We just openly drank. Yeah. In the car with our children.
No seatbelts. Yeah.
No seatbelts. All right. Pickup trucks.
Just in the back.
Carries 20.
In the back.
That's called you carry 20. That's called a baseball team. That's a little league team right there. How many little league teams were just wiped out because of the fucking coach sitting up front, fucking kicking a beer back, driving with all the kids at the back, sitting on the fucking side
on the wheel well thing.
On the wheel well,
yeah.
There's got to be a
Classic.
statistic. How many kids have died that way? How many little leagues
I
do
bet
we have
zero.
to rename baseball stadiums, little league stadiums, because of a coach?
Another one bites the dust. Speaking of
It
trucks,
was the time. It was just the time. It was the 80s. It was okay.
You know what that reminds me of? This is a very heartwarming, charming story.
Oh.
It's the first dead body I ever saw. Was like
Oh.
my little league coach. He like passed away. He was probably only like 40 years old, but he passed away of something. And I saw his like dead body like at the funeral. Like that was the first time I ever saw a dead body. So.
And did you?
Exciting.
What happened?
No, you just go there and look at it like your grandma or whatever. And
Did
walk off.
Did you feel like he moved or breathed?
No, I was pretty sure it was over.
Oh yeah. Whenever I see bodies in caskets, I'm always like convinced they've moved.
I'm always expecting
you
them.
stared at it. You could probably can. I mean, I think it was like a very passing glance, but I bet you could easily convince yourself that like there was something going on there.
Do you guys touch bodies in the casket? And this is a little morbid,
never
maybe, but I'm gonna.
No,
I can't do it.
couldn't do it. No.
I think I have.
I really can't think of very many times where I there's been a couple times where I've seen a body in a casket, but I don't really, not recently at all.
I'm pro cremation.
Yeah,
Shoot me out of a cannon if it makes you happy. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that too. But
Yeah.
you don't need me. My body is worthless.
Yeah.
What about like a confetti
Give
gun?
away anything that's worth
Ooh, a
anything.
confetti
But I
gun
think
is
I
a cool
paid.
idea, Russ.
Yeah,
I like that, Russ.
But here's the thing: Russ and Jim are gonna organize something, and they're gonna fucking buy this shit on Temu, and then they're gonna go shoot me out of a cannon at like Jim's house, and it's gonna end up backfiring. It's gonna be
Yep.
all over Jim. It's gonna be in his
It'll
flip flops.
shoot it
It's gonna be in the
backwards.
woods. This is not gonna
They
be a
will
good
aim it.
situation.
No, you're right. Don't leave it up to them for sure.
Yeah, Toby, will you chip in and give them a couple bucks so they can get,
Really,
like, the
Toby?
the
You're gonna have Toby
Amazon
chip in.
version?
Yeah, Russ. Because you know what, Russ? You're so irresponsible that I seem responsible. That's the lesson, buddy. So you got to live with that.
All right.
Yep.
You might be shooting me out of a cannon first, then.
I'm gonna be. Yeah. I'm planning on it. I don't care if you're dead or alive. I'm shooting you out of a damn cannon.
man.
I'm just ready to go.
I'm just getting a cannon. I'll be ready.
And on that note, Chris, any parting words that you want to words of wisdom as it's
That's it?
what 1 in the morning?
That's it.
I was like
You can always
hunkering
come
down for like
back.
3 hours. I was like,
You could-
let's roll.
No, Chris, we are professionals now, and we stay on a time schedule, like adults maybe do.
I believe you.
It doesn't sound like you do.
This is the first time that we've actually been like early. I just want to point that out. Like all of us, our guest was here early. We were ready to go. We rolled into the 10 o'clock live.
And then Russ
the dot.
just
You got a real
showed up
well-oiled
uninvited
machine here.
and interrupted everything. What?
Got a real well-oiled
We do.
well-oiled machine.
We do.
This is 9 weeks in a row.
How's
That's
it
more
going?
than 2 months.
That's
Give
more
me
than
some
2
parting
months.
words. Give me a critique, some parting words on your. How's it going?
Fine.
That good.
It's good.
That's good.
It's
Thanks,
going,
Timothy. I
man.
think that summed it up pretty well.
Timothy.
Chris, thanks for stopping by. You're always welcome to come by anytime. You can be like Russ and just pop in.
Happy to
And-
see all of you.
And you
Yeah.
can pop in, and next time I hope your lighting is even darker.
Well, it's like either this or too bright. I got to go with too dark.
I like it. He's mysterious.
I just feel like you're almost
Plus plausible deniability. He can always be like that.
moving
actually
into
is
full
me.
vampire mode.
He does look like he's vampire-y.
Is there fat vampires?
There should be.
Now, there's also vampire
Good
LARPing,
one.
and I don't think that you're into vampire LARPing. I'm just going to say that's not you.
If I was turned into a vampire, would I like be in shape like all of a sudden?
No, dude, you just no.
Whatever
you just
you
be
are. is
eternally
what you are.
whatever you are is what you would be forever.
Maybe.
Oh, so
couldn't
you need
lose
like
20 pounds even. You would just be like have to be like the same.
that's just it. You're just there. You can't work out
Like,
at that point.
oh,
Can't
I was
change
gonna improve myself.
Brandon just realized we haven't done a secret word yet.
Oh, thanks, Brandon. That was important.
Well,
It's got to be Chris inspired.
Chris. Brandon Kettle is requesting a secret word. I believe.
Do you know why we have the secret? Does anybody know why we have them anymore?
I got no idea.
Originally it came out of us. Me particularly was doubtful anybody would watch or listen to a full episode, and so I wanted to plant a word towards the end. Although now they can happen anywhere, to test someone to see if they actually heard the whole podcast, or at least like a better.
Oh, they're gonna say, "Oh yes, I listened to it." And you're gonna be like, "Oh
yeah, okay." Then what's the secret word? And they're like,
I guess I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal is the secret word.
Steven Seagal. There he is. Perfect.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, hey Chris, thanks for stopping by again. Come back. Be our Batman.
Call
the
me
Dark
anytime.
Knight.
The Joel Schumacher Batman, or
any of them.
Okay.
The bat nipples. Be the bat nipples for us.
I'll be both.
All right. Well, thank you all. See you all soon-ish. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Bye.
Way to wrap it up. Russ's head is on a swivel. What's happening? His head's gonna fall off.